you can almost take this as a law of physics that pretty much every company in existence today will eventually be a zero. It'll disappear. I mean, I already told you if you go to the New York Stock Exchange, look at companies over the last 100 years, kind of one has survived that period and they were kicked out. I think GE is out of I think the index now. Um, I mean, I think the record is 100% record that you can take it to the bank that businesses being around 50 years from now. I mean, I would say you can make a guess that Mautai may be around 50 years from now. That's a pretty good bet to make. But I would say if I look at a business like Costco, I don't know if 50 years from now they are still cranking. You know, cultures can erode. Managements change, cultures erode. 50 years is a long time in retail. So I think that's where the difficulty comes in is, and the other thing that can happen is that they can get into trouble. Like I mean, if you look at a company like Geico, it's been around since the 1930s, but it it was on its knees in the 70s. Would have gone bankrupt if the regulators weren't benevolent as they were, and Buffett didn't step in and so on. So so you see a lot of history where great brands get into trouble, and some of them may come out the other end, and some of them may not. So I think that's the difficulty is that uh, it's not just unconstrained growth. I think that it's that capitalism is extremely brutal. Uh, the the competitive forces that work on a business every day are very intense, and there's a very small sliver of businesses that can withstand that continuous badgering for decades. I mean, if you look at a business like Mastercard, very dominant. Are they around 50 years from now? I don't know whether I can make that bet. Payment space has got a lot of competition, a lot of things going on. People bring up American Express all the time to Buffett and Munger. They every time they question the moat, and Buffett and Munger's response has always been that they don't see issues with the moat, and they're happy to hold. And actually, the numbers so far support them. And in fact, I was just reading recently that the Centurion card by American Express used to have a $2,500 annual fee. They just bumped it up to 5,000, and it used to have a $5,000 initiation fee, and they just bumped that up to 10,000. And they increased some benefits. I mean, I think that's an incredible franchise. You know, they have no competition in that space. At the very top end, when people are paying them 10,000 a year or 5,000 a year to carry the card, it's quite an incredible moat and such. So I mean, I think that these are difficult. You know, like what Charlie says. Why should it be easy to get rich? You know, why should it be easy for us to figure out which compounders will get us 20x with very muted downside, and which compounders are we going to lose our shirt on? That is an extremely hard question to answer. I don't have the answers. I mean, things can come out of left field, and but that's what makes this fun, and that's also a reason why you want to have more than one stock.